All right, welcome to Old World Gaming. This is gonna be a bit of an experiment. Don't know if it'll work, but I figure it's worth a try. In our game that we played the other day, my son and I, he was rather fond of the Pillar of Fire magical vortex. And we just used one of the old blast templates. Well, I guess that's what it says here. Place the 3-inch small blast template. But I kind of thought it would be more interesting if we had like a pillar of fire. So my plan is to try and build one. That's the plan for this episode anyway, or at least to make a start on building one, because I imagine it'll take a couple of episodes to do. In fact, before I put the book away, Pillar of Fire is a really good spell. So it remains in play. Sure, it's only 12-inch range, but the template's treated as dangerous terrain, which makes sense because it's literally a whirlwind of fire moving through that's pretty dangerous. Moves d6 in a direction at the start of every subturn phase, and you get to choose which direction it goes. So you're completely in control of this pillar, unlike so I was using Foot of Gork, which is completely random, and 2d6, so it's just as likely to get you as the enemy. And so you can basically direct this pillar of flame through enemy units. It does D3 plus 3 strength 3 hits with an AP of -2. The AP is really good. D3 plus 3 strength 3 hits, so it's 4 to 6. So it's quite reliable, 4 to 6, but they're only strength 3 hits. However, every model that moves through, dangerous terrain. So every model that moves through the template dies on a 1, basically, and that's really good. So if you saw the game that we played, my unit of night goblins, it ended up right in the middle of my unit of night goblins, so they had to walk through it to move out of its way, and a bunch of them died because it literally hit like 16 of them. So a few of them were going to roll 1s anyway. So yeah, that makes it really, really good. Like if you just plonk it on a unit, sure, they take a little bit of strength 3 damage, but if they're like a heavily armored unit, you can just leave it on them. I say leave it on them, you can't. It moves every turn. But you can just move backwards and forwards across the lines. But yeah, when they try and move out of it, unit of 6 knights, one of them's going to die. That's pretty cool. Plus you do the damage. So yeah, I think that's really good. Plus it slows stuff down because it's difficult terrain. Yeah, I just think it's a really good spell. So anyway, I thought I'd have a go at making a pillar of fire. I don't really know how this is going to go. So I had a few kind of ideas. One of my thoughts was maybe I could use some chicken wire, roll that up, kind of cover it in, like mix some glue with toilet roll, cover that around it. Maybe that would be good. And I was thinking, how am I going to stick this to the base? Well, I'll probably use hot glue to stick it down. And then as I was picking up my hot glue gun, I was like, these are kind of pillar shaped and they're flexible. So I might be able to do something with them. So I was thinking, you know what if I just stick these on here and kind of make some sort of shape with these, and then do some milliput around them and do some kind of flame effect. I don't know, but it might work. So that's the plan, is to just have a play around with hot glue, really. Will it work? I don't know. I don't even know what's going to happen, to be honest. But so that's my plan at the moment, is to stick this on here, maybe kind of put it in some sort of twirly shape. Maybe it's going to look like three well, like chords, twisted chords, a bit like a flomp. So I don't know. I don't really know what it's going to really look like. So I figured maybe I'll put some, like mix some watered down PVA with this, kind of paper mache style, but not quite. And then form that into some sort of shape, and then maybe do some like flames over it with Millipup. I don't know. This is why I said it's not only it's an experiment in two ways. One, I'm doing like a building video, like it's not quite terrain, but it's that kind of thing. And two, like I really have no idea what I'm doing. So I thought I'd just we'd kind of find out together and see how it goes. So I think I kind of want this to be a start off at a bit of an angle, and then like kind of curl round. I don't know. It's quite hard to see from there, but maybe in a bit of a kind of like that sort of shape, and coming straight out of the imagine this hand here, or it doesn't matter which hand, is the bottom, and it's kind of in some sort of, I don't know, funnel, not funnel, but like cyclone-y type shape. But yeah, so that was my kind of thoughts. I feel like I should probably, I don't know what I should use now. I've got a cutting mat over here. I feel like I should angle the ends slightly so that I can glue it on at an angle. I don't know if this is going to cut through. Yeah, it looks like this is sharp enough. There we go. So that I can glue them. Maybe that's too much of an angle. I don't know, maybe that's all right. Coming off sideways. Yeah, we'll do that. So if I do that on all three, I'm knocking my squig hoppers are just over there, so I'm knocking them over with my extra long sticks. Let's move them out of the way. Right, and this is the base from the Mangler squigs. So obviously I put them on a Old World shaped base, but this one is a 3-inch base. So actually that's perfect. So if you're going to make any of your own vortex type spells, use the bases that come in things like Mangler squigs, because we don't need no round bases for Old World. Oh, this is tough. Made the other one look easy. That's about right. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if this works. But even if it doesn't work, I can always go back to the chicken wire idea, probably, maybe. So, yeah, so my plan at the moment is to hot glue to this base. And then try and, I feel like it probably is too much of an angle. And maybe I'll put it more to the side. Doesn't have to be in the middle, does it? Yeah, and then, I don't know, try and make some sort of, put some bends in it and see if they can stay. I don't know if this will work. And if it doesn't work, I just won't upload this video and you'll never know. Like some evil genius scheme. Here's my hot glue gun, by the way. Oops. So, glue them one at a time, maybe. Yeah, I've got a massive stack of these hot glue sticks that I got. Wow, I think I probably got my hot glue set when I was a teenager. You can tell it's quite old. It's not exactly new. I do love making terrain though. Not that this is terrain, but it kind of feels like terrain. Because it doesn't feel like making a model. Like, you don't make a model out of glue sticks. I mean, arguably, do you make anything out of glue sticks? I don't know. This, maybe? Okay, so that's good. I'm not convinced I've stuck that in the right place. So maybe I stick the other two here and here. Yeah, maybe do that. Alright, let's do that. Yeah, I feel like it's a bit of a crazy idea to use the glue sticks, but why not? Like I say, they're nice and I was trying to think of something flexible I could use to make the right shape with. The only thing that worries me is they are really flexible, and I need to get them to stay in a position. So there's a few ways that I think that can be achieved. One, I'm planning on gluing them at strategic points, like bend them into shape and put some glue on them to hold them in that shape. Maybe that'll work. I don't know if that's going to glue properly down the bottom. Should probably have been pressing harder. Yeah, I'm not convinced that's going to stay there. I have to re-glue that one. Maybe I can force some in the bottom. I'm not convinced that's pulling that glue in. Oh! Melted it, because it's the same hot glue that I'm melting to push through here. So, yeah, there we go. Right. Ah, yeah, it's just come completely off at the bottom. Right, let me put that one on again. Well, maybe I don't. Maybe I can just feed some glue in the bottom. Just squeeze it lots. No, I don't think my glue gun's not pinching properly. This is, like I say, it's an old glue gun. I'm pretty sure it's quite a cheap glue gun. It doesn't feel like the best glue gun in the world. Right. That's a lot of glue. It may or may not be in the right place. Okay. What am I even doing? What am I doing here? Let's use something to smear that glue in. Maybe that might be a bit better. I feel like I'm just making a mess now. But you know what? Got nothing to lose. I did say this was an experiment anymore. That was pretty sure I put that clause in. I'll definitely go on the title of the video. Okay, that might hold, maybe. I can feel it's definitely not even holding right now. The first, I made it look so easy with the first one. Now these two are just being a pain. These two, this one. And I'm getting impatient now. I'm just going to make it worse. The reason I'm cleaning this off, maybe I don't need to clean it off because I can just like melt it with the other thing, the other one. But that's, yeah, it's taking a long time to cool down. Maybe it's because the plastic's quite hot too now. Come on, cool down quicker. Needs to be cold underneath to absorb the warmth. If I blow it. I don't know if that did anything. I mean, it's solid there. Maybe we're good. Maybe we're good. Slicing glue. Yeah, so the only reason I'm cutting this bit is because I want to stick that one in between the two. And I'd like a flat contact point, but arguably I may not need it. I wouldn't need it if I could guarantee I could melt this on purpose in the right place, but I can't guarantee that because I'm not convinced I've got that level of control with the hot glue gun. I'm a little bit afraid I'm going to slip and stab my finger, my pinky, but I feel like it should be alright. I'm having to put a lot of pressure on this. Okay, there we go. Right, we've cleared ourselves a bit of a space. If you came to this video expecting to see someone who knew what they were doing and how to, like, here's one I've made 1,000,000 times before. You're wrong. This is just me having a go and taking you on the journey with me. All right, so we've got ourselves a space. Yeah, that fits nicely there. So in theory, that's a beautiful fit. However, let's see what happens when we start putting some glue on it. Yeah, the mechanism inside my glue gun, this bit here is meant to slide back and catch on the glue to pull it forwards, but it looks like, there you go, see that? Now that's back where it's meant to be. So that's what this handle does, is it uses the mechanism to pull it forward, but it got stuck, which is why I was struggling. So do I put it on there or do I put it on there? Don't think it matters really. Let's just pull it down on here. This actually feels better. Right, now let's shove that in there. Yeah, this is good. I'm feeling much more optimistic about this bit being glued on than I was the last one. The last one was definitely sort of troublesome. Everyone loves the strands. Now, I don't know if you ever did this, but when I was at school, we used to, like, for some reason, we thought it was clever to, like, shove our fingers in the hot glue. Yeah, I don't know. Don't just, like, pretend it was, like, skin peeling off or something. But, yeah, something about hot glue is just fun to play with. However, it's basically impossible to, like, PVA doesn't stick to it. You can't paint it. PVA doesn't stick to it? Yeah, PVA doesn't stick to it particularly well, and I'm planning on PVAing tissue around it. There we go. Honestly, this is all very well thought out and is carefully planned. So if you're wondering why I'm doing the fire tornado instead of the foot of Gork, because clearly my goblins much prefer the foot of Gork. I will be doing a foot of Gork, or I'm planning to do a foot of Gork. I have ordered, you know those little stress balls you can get, the squidgy ones? I found somewhere online that does squidgy feet, weirdly. And I don't really know how big it is, but I've ordered one because I think it seemed like it might be the right size to put on a template. So my plan is to make some sort of crater with this squidgy foot in it. Paint it green, like a foot of Gork. That's the intention. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know when it comes in and I make it. And I'll definitely be doing a video. And well, I'll only be making a video if it comes in and it's actually an appropriate size. I did so I had some old CDs. I don't know. This is from a 4 megapixel digital camera. Look, for Windows 98 to XP. So yeah, so I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I can use an old CD as like my foot of Gork base, but it's just a little bit too small. It's like, where's my ruler? Over here. CDs, it would appear, are not quite 5 inches wide. They are, yeah, just a little bit under 5 inches. So that is not going to work unless I just get over it and have it slightly smaller, which I could do. Alternatively, I find some other thing. I probably do have more templates than I need, like the blast templates, because you used to get them in fantasy and 40k and basically all of the box sets. So I do have a few of them. So I probably will just end up using one of the 5-inch blast templates to make it on. I did wonder if there was a 5-inch round template that I had, round base, but I don't know if there were any 5-inch ones. I've got the next size up that I've got is the massive one from what's the new Orc Wyvern, the Maw Crusher. So yeah, My son's got a War Crusher in his army, and it came with a mega base, but it's too big. So anyway, there we go. So now that's part one done. So the intention is that this is like some fire thing. So my plan now is to try and give it a bit of bend, and I figure the way to do that is to probably put it in a position that I want it, and then glue, like spot glue some of the bits together, and then I just have to hold it until those are glued. So yeah, I don't know how successful this is going to be really. It's a nice idea, but yeah, we'll see. So first I need to try and work out how to do that. Maybe like that. So let's get rid of this chunky glue. Reset my my trigger. Right, so let's just try putting some glue along here. Yeah, this glue gun is rather shoddy. It's not a particularly high quality one. I may have to buy a new one at some point, one that actually works well. What you couldn't see then is I was holding it with my teeth and pushing it into the mechanism. And it tastes rubbish. This might actually work, you know. What I realised though, now that I've used these three, I've only got this one glue stick that's in here. Hopefully that'll be enough. I can't imagine I'll need more than that to do it. Otherwise I'll have to go into the attic to go fish around to find another glue stick, because that's where they're all kept. In a minute, I'm just going to put that blob there. Do I risk letting go and moving around? Maybe. Okay, it's got some stiffness to it, so maybe it's all right to move on. All right, let's have a go on this side round here. That sound, that clicking sound, is just the mechanism giving up. I have to kind of like reset it each time. I'm not sure how much I've achieved with that. Kind of wanted it to be a bit rounder, I think. Is it even doing anything, or is it just still going straight? I think it's probably still going straight. Am I kidding myself? Am I even going to get a curve on this? Might be able to get a bit of a curve. Okay, let's put some glue on this bit down here. Maybe I need to be a bit more decisive with my curvage. That's a word, right? I feel like this will work. I just have to work out how to, one, what kind of shape I want it, or how to get it in the shape I want it in. Two, to just actually hold it there, kind of clamp it in place whilst I do it. It's got potential, let's put it like that. Right. Where do I want to do next? it says. Failing miserably at holding it. Okay, this is quite tough on the fingers. My fingers are aching. So if you do try and copy this, you're going to have to wrestle a lot with hot glue sticks and get some aching fingers going on. And there's no guarantee that this will even work. But you don't get anything without trying, do you? I'm sure I had it in a position I wanted it in a minute ago. Trouble is I can't hold it like that and pick up my hot glue gun with that hand. I think I need to hold it over there, but that's also where I want to put the glue. Maybe I'm just going to put some glue down and see what happens. Zip. Just try and hold that for a little bit, because that feels like it's curving the right way, so if I can get those to stay in place, then I feel like we're making some progress. I'm quite looking forward to doing our next battle with my son. Not quite sure when we're going to manage it though. Hopefully, I don't know, in the next week or so. It's just about getting the time to do it. What I like to do is play through all of the different scenarios. So there's six like I think they're all called pitched battles. I don't know, but there's 6 of them, and I'd quite like to try playing through them all. Whether we use the same armies each time or mix it up. I mean, I could use, obviously I mentioned my dwarves when we did the dwarf video, could use my dwarves. My son's got orcs as well, he's also got lizardmen. So yeah, we've got a few different options. I got wood elves, but there's a small force, 500 point force of wood elves painted probably. Might have 500 points of dark elves nicely painted, maybe not, maybe I don't have that much, I don't know, I have to have a look. For dark elves being like the army that I started with, one of my favourite armies, I really don't have much kind of uniformly painted for it. It's because it's like an army that's grown over the last 30 years. And like a lot of my early stuff is just horrendously done, but that's what happens when you're a kid and you don't know what you're doing and you think it's amazing. And then some of my units have literally, like, as I started getting better at painting, I didn't really understand how to batch paint, or I just wanted everything to look amazing, and so I only ended up doing like one model from each unit, like the champion or something. And so they just like painted black, maybe with the unit dry brush silver or something, and then the champion painted before I got bored and moved on to the next unit. I was hand undercoating everything at the time as well, so that was a bit of a chore. Painting them all black first. Okay, I feel like we're getting somewhere. So I kind of want it to be bent right over, like that. It's how to hold that. as best as possible whilst putting the next bit of glue on. And what I really need to do is clamp these so they can't move. That might be as good as I'm going to get. Yeah, alright, I feel like that's good. Okay, let's see if we can zip this together. No, don't do that to me. Okay. That's got some curve on it. I feel like we're getting somewhere. It's probably not going to be as curvy as I'd hoped. But you know what? At this point, my hands aching, so I'll be happy with any kind of curve, and then we'll go from there. So I think I will. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I think I probably will do some sort of PVA and tissue around it to kind of, I don't know, get rid of the what it makes it look like three prongs, tubes, whatever. Then I'll use some milliput to try and get some flame effect. I've never tried to make a flame with milliput, so yeah, I don't know how that's going to go, but yeah, we'll see. We will see. This is quite fun though, even if I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's already looking quite cool, right? The flamey thing. Yeah, so I have considered like putting a bush next to it that's caught fire, and then doing kind of the light source kind of colouring on it, on the bush, painting on the bush, but I don't know if I'll do that. I'll have to see how ambitious I'm feeling by the time I've done this. How's that feeling? Not solid enough to let go, I don't think. Well, I think we're making progress in the right direction. So, you know what? Maybe I will upload this video and you'll get to see it. And it won't have been in vain. How exciting. I'll also put some music on it, so you don't just, it's not just me rambling and trying to fill the silence. Okay, yeah, good. We're getting somewhere. I really wanted it to bend over more. So how do we do that now? We need to get this jammed in place. Yeah, I want it to be like that, and I don't want it to lift. So I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it's just pulling away. So I want to hold it like that and glue it in place. I don't know how I'm going to manage that with one hand holding my thing and one hand. Oh, do I? I need to use my leg. Jam it behind my leg while I do it. Can I hold it like that? I could hold it like that and just do that bit. I can reach that. My hand can hold that, and that's not the worst. All right, I'm doing it. Oh, the pressure I need to put on. You can see me shaking as I'm trying to hold it in place. Well, it's not the holding in place, it's the pulling this. Ooh, at the same time, that's what it is. It's this hand that's wobbling, not the other hand. Okay, that feels like that might actually go somewhere. And look, we can do it on this side as well. Wobbles so crazy. Okay, this might work. Will it work? I don't know. I feel like the twisting them together probably is likely to be more effective than this, because I think it's probably easier for them to push against that and undo it. But I don't know. We'll find out in a minute when I try and let go. Ah, stuck my thumb. It's my first flame. It's getting there, getting more solid. See, if I took, like, if I sliced into it as well, actually, that would stop it from pulling back so much. But, yeah, we'll have to see. How it feels. Right, let's see if that's gonna hold. Oh, it is holding. That's that's cool. Okay, right. So we've got some sort of shape going. I'm pleased with how it's looking anyway. So I think a little bit of twisting around up here. Yeah, I wasn't really planning on having this mega tall, but actually that is working a lot better than I expected. Or it's working it's what I'd hoped it would work like. This is what I was hoping for, but I wasn't expecting it. So this is very, very pleasing. It was literally a random, I don't know, I was just seeing if I had enough glue for my glue gun. Then I was like, wait a minute, I could just glue these together. And it's working. Which is very exciting. Pleases me greatly. I don't know if you can tell. Okay, so yeah, the next bit is just, I kind of want it to lean upwards at the end. And it's quite hard to fit it all in shot, but I kind of want it to be pointing more up by the time it reaches the top. So something like this-ish. Oh, I'm chuffed with this. Now I kind of want it maybe to spiral around like that. Something like that. So now all I need to do is try and hold it in place. Wants to do it. Oh, I'm so pleased that worked. That last bit that we just did. Okay, let's go for that. Maybe if I do, I don't know. I'm trying to work out how to hold it now. Like that. Zipping it. I can pick up my hot glue gun without letting go of this. Okay, it's going. We're doing it. Let go. Alright, well, I'm using 2 hands to hold it now. See. This is very exciting, watching glue dry. It's like watching paint dry, but slightly quicker, I think. This is quicker, watching hot glue dry. Just want to blow it now. But yeah, this is cool. I think this is cool, probably. Yeah, I think it's gonna work. Yeah. So as I mentioned, my plan is I'm gonna try with some like quite wet PVA and tissue to kind of bulk it up a bit. And well, I say bulk out, it doesn't need to be too bulky, it just needs to be more rounded. And then once that's dry, I'll like, so milliput, you can, I'm sure you can turn it, like mix enough water with it to make it into like a paste. So my plan is to kind of do that over it, and then like try and shape that into some sort of flaminess. So that's my current plan. I'm not most experienced with milliput. I think so. I have I don't have it in here. I'll show you if I did, but I have been for the last, I don't know, 15 years got a Blood Bowl giant in progress, where I've used one of the old metal Orc and Goblin giants and been gradually giving him a Blood Bowl kit. So that's the extent of my milliput, is just like trying to put a Blood Bowl kit on a giant. It looks alright. Okay, this isn't quite as, I don't know, quite the shape I was after yet, but I don't know, I think I kind of want it like that. It's just how to hold it in the right shape. So I kind of wanted to bring it around this way actually, and up. Yeah, like that. That's what I want. That is what I want. Right, how to do that? So this bit here or this bit here? Maybe this. Let's see. I feel like I should try and get this bit done. So if I put glue there and then just hold it in place like that. Alright, let's try and do this. Reset my mechanism. Get rid of the glue that's formed on the end. Give it a little push through and then pull it in place. Oh no! There we go. Right, now let's hold that like that. Yeah, I think that's kind of going how I want it to go, I think. Yeah, maybe. So the next thing that so what I'm planning on painting next, I don't know, I mean, maybe I'll finish this. I think this will probably be a couple of episodes. So I'll do this, obviously. And I might do the PVA gluing today as well, but I don't think I'll do the milliput today because it'll probably take ages for the glue to dry. So this episode will probably be getting the shape like this, putting the glue, like PVAing the toilet roll over it, and maybe, no, I can't. I was going to say maybe stick sand on it on the base, but I'm not going to be able to do that because the PVA will take ages to dry. So yeah, so I think this episode will probably finish with me PVAing the tissue over it. So the next episode, I'll probably stick sand on separately. No, actually, I might put some scenery on the base as well. So maybe I'll do an episode putting the scenery on the base and basing it, putting sand and stones and stuff like that on it. Maybe I'll do that as an episode. Then I'll do an episode putting the flame on the pillar and putting like some flames like a trail of fire or something that it's leaving behind, and then painting it. So it's probably going to be like 4 episodes. This one, the decorating the base, the putting the flames on, and then the painting. So yeah, this will probably be a 4-episode series. That's my guess right now. Okay, cool. Right. Yeah, that's good. That is a good shape. I'm pleased with how that's looking. So now I just need to kind of finish off this top bit, and maybe I should seal that bit as well. Let's give it some extra. Oh yeah, I'm really pleased with how well this has gone. You might be able to tell. So yeah, I just want to finish by kind of pointing this lot as up as possible. So I might start with back here. Like something like that. Yeah, and so after I finish this here, my plan is to paint my squig hopper unit. I'm going to have to try really hard not to be perfectionistic with the squig hoppers, because there's 7 of them. If I try and do them really well, they'll take me, Walloper took me 4 hours to do. They're all about the same size as Walloper, and there's 7 of them, so 4 times 7 is what, 28? Is that right? 28? Yeah, 4 times 7 is 28. I don't want to spend 28 hours painting them. I could easily spend 28 hours painting them. I'd prefer to spend 4, which means I'll have to do quite a bit of a rush job on them. I can't be painting them forever. So there will be dry brushing involved, but probably only on their cloaks, which is what I did on Walloper, so that's not really going to save me much time. I'll probably have to only do like 3 layers on the squigs. Walloper I did like 10, I guess. So that'll be, I don't know, I have to be quite disciplined to only do like 3 layers. I reckon it's still going to end up more than 3 layers. And then I might do their armor silver. I was going to do a yellow, but yellow just takes ages to paint. So I might do the armor silver to save myself some time. So there's a few time saving techniques that I'm planning to use. Okay, this is looking good, but I am noticing it's a little bit like it wants to fall over. Then it is tall. But its center of gravity is like here, and that's not ideal. So maybe I put some rocks on the base to kind of, I probably should put some rocks around here to hold it a bit more. Okay, so last kind of bit up here then. I want to do that, I think. So let's put these 2, putting a layer in there, I think. Yeah, like that. try and hold that whilst I put the glue in. I mean, I feel like I've got a little bit of freedom to put the glue in and then put it in place. So it's a bit like that is what I was going for. And then that other one will come in and fill that gap like that. Yeah, I think this is, I mean, to be honest, I'm just happy that it's worked at all, so I'm not going to be too picky about how it looks at the top, because I'm just happy the rest of it looks good. It's actually looking super cool. It's looking just like the kind of picture that I've got in my mind. So I did, I googled like fire tornadoes, and they're really thin, like, I don't know what I expected. But yeah, so they're kind of like these quite thin tubes, probably, like in terms of scale, they'd probably be thinner than this really. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's come out. What it feels like a genius, well, not genius, serendipitous, that's the term, isn't it? Where something just kind of falls into place unexpectedly. I think that's what serendipitous means. Okay. Yeah, very good. Now we need to jam this one up between them and convince it to stay in place. Now where's the best place to do that? Up here, I think. So I need to zip it up there. I'm calling this zipping. I don't know what other term to call it. Gluing, probably. Right, let's reset this back into place. Try and hold that up there. Put some glue on it. Too many. Trying to hold too many things. I think that should be the right place. Yeah, that's got to be right. Yeah, definitely inspired. Genius move, but not necessarily my genius. Just, I love it. I'm so pleased that I saw that and I was like, oh, let's give it a try. Because I don't know, probably could have ended up with something similar with chicken wire, but I feel like chicken wire would be a lot more effort to then do something with. Maybe it'd be fine. Maybe chicken wire is just as adequate a solution. I don't think we'll ever know, because I'm not going to bother. I'm doing this, and yeah, it's going really well. Going as well as I could have possibly hoped for, I think. Yeah, very cool. In a minute, once it's in a position where I don't need to hold it anymore, I'll put it down on the table and show you what I can see, because I feel like it looks a lot better from my angle than what you can see up there. Right, let's put something here to reinforce that. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the how big that foot is when it comes through. I'll probably put a link to the if it's good. I'll put a link to the to where I found it in the video, in case people want to try making their own. But I'm quite hopeful that it ends up just about the right size to fit on a 5-inch base. It could end up massive, in which case I'll have to do something else. I'll just use it as a stress ball. Yeah, if it turns out to be the right size, I don't know if they still do, but for 40k they released like back in the like I don't know 2007 I think it might have been for Apocalypse. I don't know. They released a set of craters, plastic craters that you could buy, so I've got some of those. They're too big to do what I want to do with it, but I can use them as a kind of guide to make my own craters. I need to make one crater, obviously, a 5-inch crater. So that's my plan, is to make some sort of crater, yeah, a foot of Gork stomping in it. So I think that should look pretty cool. Just have to work out how to paint it, make it look kind of ghostly. I feel like a ghostly green is what it should look like. Oh yeah, look at that. That's cool. Looking good. Okay. So I kind of want to slice it across there and give it a flat top. Yeah, that's good. Very good. So yeah, I want to do it kind of perpendicular. That's the term, isn't it? Where it's aligned with the other side. Do I need to do a little bit more glue in? Probably should put some glue in there. But maybe I don't need to because it's holding in place fine. Look at that. It's just the glue is holding it where it needs to be. That's so good. Because these are really rubbery and do want to go back to being straight. So I'm pretty pleased with how that's holding up. Do I turn my glue gun off now? I think I do. I think it's fine. Yeah, turn the glue gun off. It doesn't have a switch on it, I have to physically unplug it. Alright, great. Great. Oh yeah, I said I'd show you. Let me do that now. But it's really top heavy, but look at that. Look at that. Looks a little bit like an umbilical cord. Gork's umbilical cord. But yeah, I'm pleased with how that's come out. So yeah, if we can make that into like put fire around it, I think that'll look pretty good. So there we go. Gork's umbilical cord. Right, that back down and then have a go at kind of cutting it. So yeah, I kind of want to do it there, so it's aligned. But I don't know. This is too big to cut. Maybe it's alright actually. Wedge it in, jam it in. Yeah, there we go. That was easier. Probably should have done that at the bottom as well. Okay, that's good. Okay, cool. Do I take it right down to there? Probably should. Or do I stick on one of these bits to make up the difference? Could do that. Like that. There we go. That kind of makes it. I don't know. Maybe I don't need to do that. It's probably fine. Or I just try and get it as flat as possible across the three. I kind of do want to have them the same height and make it level on top. I don't know if it matters. but I kind of do. Because they are like this at the moment. I'd kind of like them just to be flat. But is that too picky? Probably is too picky. But I do want them flat. I am picky. That is one of my things. Not intentionally, I just can't handle it. I need a really big knife to cut. This little knife is just going to be quite painful, I think. So, do it. Alright, let's do it. Cutting it. Failing miserably. I don't know if this is going to make it any better at all. Oh, it's quite sticky on the knife. Not because it's sticky, but because it's just like grips to the knife. I should be doing this on the cutting board. I don't particularly want to destroy this lid. So I'm cutting it back. Okay, right. That feels a bit better. Okay, yes, that's I'm more pleased with that, how flush that is now. So that looks better. Yeah, better. I'm telling myself it's good, it's fine. Right, okay, cool, good. Good. Now I've got bits of hot glue everywhere. Okay, great. So phase 2 is PVA and tissue. Let me just dispose of these. Get that way. Okay, so while I was off camera, I just took a few minutes to mix up some PVA and water. So this is about 50-50, maybe slightly more PVA than water. That's the magic of cinema, baby. Yeah, so my plan now, I don't know if it'll work, but my plan is to essentially like dip tissue in this, make a sort of paper mache type thing, and then put that over this to give it kind of more of a consistent, well, it's already pretty consistent, but more of a, we'll get rid of these dips for starters, and make it more rounded to give me a better chance of success of making this look kind of flamey by the time we're done. So yeah, so that's my plan. I feel like this is going to be quite a messy job though, and like I'm going to get glue all over my clothes. Not sure I want to particularly do that. And my desk, because this is literally my desk where I work, like do my day job. So hopefully this will contain it pretty well. But I have to see. I'm not really sure where I'm gonna like leave it. It does want to fall over, so that's not ideal. I do need to weigh it down with some rocks. Just wondering if there's anything heavy. Back in the old days, when we had metal models, we used to stick like 2p's and stuff on the base. I don't tend to have 2p's these days. I basically never use cash. I don't even use my cards anymore. I just have I use like my Apple Wallet, rightly or wrongly. But the reason for that was I had a phone case which had like card slots in. It was a work phone case, and I was like, oh, this is cool, so I don't need a wallet anymore, so I just put my cards in the slots in my phone case. And then when work changed our phones to, I think I broke my phone and they gave me a new phone. They gave me a different case which was just like a hard case and didn't have any slots in it. I managed to lose a card because it was just like in my pocket next to my phone, and one of my colleagues was like, you can put your cards on your phone. I was like, no. And then I did, so now I don't use cash, don't use cards, I just literally use my phone, and it's super convenient. Yeah. All that to say, I don't really have any cash, so because like sticking 2p pieces on the bottom of here is a great way to weigh it down. I just don't have any. I've got like, I did see like a 50p and a 10p lying around. I'm not sure I particularly want to put them on there when a 2p would do the job. A few 2p pieces, but there we go. Yeah, can't be picky. I don't know. I'm not gluing a 50p to the bottom here. But I will probably stick some stones on. I don't know how much difference they make. This stone is way too big. There's no way to put it on this base. But it's a nice heavy stone. That's exactly the kind of weight I need. That's way too big, so it's not going in there. Oops. There we go. See, casualty. We're gonna this pillar of fire is gonna do way more damage than it's meant to, just by literally destroying everything. So there we go. Something to look out for if you do try and use this technique. Try and get the center of gravity more in the middle. But I wanted it to look cool, so that's what you get for making stuff look cool. Yeah, I need to try and find some 2p pieces. Maybe one of my children has got coins I can steal. I'm sure they do. Yeah, there we go. Right, so let's try sticking some stuff on it and seeing if it works. Am I happy with the top? Yeah, I think that's probably going to be fine. Yeah, it's going to be alright. Just wondering if I should put any more hot glue on, but it's not going anywhere. Okay, yeah, I'm really pleased with the shape that we managed to get that into with just by gluing the seams together. That's good. Right, so what am I planning on doing with this again? I think I'm going to need loads more glue, I think. Oh well, let's see how we get on. This feels super messy already. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, we need way more glue. Okay, well, I can do that. Look at that. I don't particularly want it all scrunched up, I don't think. But it's all falling apart because it's toilet tissue, of course. Alright, that was probably a mistake. Learning a lesson there, I think. Oh well, I think I'm content to slap this on still. Yep, toilet tissue disintegrates. That's one of the good things about toilet tissue, so that you can flush it down your toilet and not have blockages. Alright, there we go, forgot about that. Let's just slap this on. I do feel like that means it will fill out nicely. I don't know. I don't think I've used toilet tissue before to do something like this. Yep. This is a thing. I mean, actually, like, given that it does disintegrate, that kind of turns it into a PVA type mesh. Who knows? Maybe we won't even need much milliput on it. If it ends up looking kind of like spiky, could always, like, that might almost be a good fire texture. Flukily, potentially another serendipitous moment happening. It may not even be what serendipity means. I feel like it is. Another thing for me to Google. There's so many things. I'm making a mess that you can probably see going everywhere. Yeah, this might be good. Okay, yeah, you know what? This could actually give us a fire texture. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, maybe it is what we want. I was kind of wondering if it was going to be regrettable for a minute there, but actually it might be perfect. I think I probably put in too much effort into this now. I should just start slapping more on, I think. I've got these gaps to fill before I start shaping it. So let's worry about filling these gaps first. shape it afterwards. Oh, there's something in there still. I'm just squeezing out the squeezing out some of the PVA because I feel like this has already got loads of PVA on it down here. This actually could end up being really good by accident. Isn't that the best thing? With stuff that accidentally works really well. We don't know that yet though, because we've only just started it. But I mean, it feels good. Right. Next bit. I probably could be doing these one sheet at a time rather than two. There we go. I do need to get some more glue in a bit. But I feel like it's about the right consistency as well. So, like I say, it was kind of 50-50. It was intended to be 50-50 glue and water. But I tipped a little bit of the water out. So it's a more like 60-40 in terms of glue, 60 glue, 40 water, something like that. Oh no, my laptop has just decided to do an update and it's going to start making loads of noise. The fan's just started to go, I think. Or maybe we're alright, it's not making loads of noise. Because I'm in no position to turn my laptop off right now, or to even pause the video. So if my laptop does decide to start making a bunch of noise, I'll just have to talk louder and act like nothing to see here. This is fine, but it looks like it stopped, so that's good. It was just it was doing an update of some sort, updated Microsoft Teams. At least Microsoft Teams shut down and restarted, so I'm assuming that's what it was doing. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't really know what I'm doing. I guess what I'm trying to do is fill these gaps, and then I'll probably do another layer so that it covers the whole thing. That's when I should really do the kind of shaping. Yeah, I might not need the milliput, you know. I don't know. I do like milliput. Well, I've used it much, but from what I have used, I did quite like it, the way it worked. If you haven't used milliput before, it's basically like green stuff, which doesn't help if you haven't used green stuff before, but it's a putty, basically. Kind of like clay, but not brittle. So clay tends to be quite brittle, whereas milliput and green stuff are more like plastic. Whereas clay is more like stone in terms of that kind of thing. Because I guess it's made of stone type material. Whereas green stuff and milliput are more of a plastic. I feel like there's another join I haven't done yet. This is so messy. I'm also running out of places to hold it without squishing everything I've just done. I don't even know if this is the best way to fill in these gaps. I don't know if this is the best way to make the pillar. It's just the way I'm doing it. Maybe there's people watching like, there's definitely far easier ways of doing this than you're doing. And that may well be true. I just don't know them. So this is, I mean, I didn't even know this would work. Like I say, we're all on this journey together, seeing what happens. And I've not used tissue to do this before. I've used Mod Rock, and obviously paper mache is like when I was a kid, did paper mache. So that's I guess what inspired this. Kind of like Mod Rock and paper mache combo inspired this really. So yeah, I've not seen this technique used before, but actually it's turned out, even like the way you can play around with tissue is actually even better than I anticipated. So that was fluke as well. Okay, now I need to try and get some more tissue off, dump it in there without like getting too much mess. And at some point this is just going to fall over and make a mess everywhere. So yeah, I mean, so I wouldn't recommend doing this on your desk next to your computer equipment, but here we are. Yeah, I probably should have done this downstairs in the kitchen or something like that, where I could probably get away with being a bit messier. I don't know why I'm doing two pieces at once, because they're just falling apart. I should definitely have just done one at a time. Alright, let me just do one. Alright, it's falling apart. I don't even know where I'm going to put this bit. I was just carrying on up here, I guess. Let's just do that. I'm really pleased this is working. I say it's working. I don't know. We haven't completed it yet. Maybe it just won't stick. Maybe it'll just fall off. Who knows? But I feel like it is working, and I'm very pleased that it's working. And pleased that I've brought you on the journey with me. It's a very exciting journey, isn't it? Trying new stuff out. Go on a little adventure together. And hopefully this inspires you to just try some stuff out yourself. Like, you don't have to use tried and tested techniques. If you've got an idea, try it out and see if it works. Obviously, it's good to learn from other people who have done stuff too. But yeah, just try stuff. Who knows, it might work. And if it doesn't, what's the matter? You've learned something that doesn't work. Okay, I'm going to run out of places to hold at some point. Yeah, so I think once I've done this layer and filled all these grooves, I'll come back and do another layer, which will be kind of the shaping layer. I mean, there's not too much more to do actually. Maybe I could have just done it all in one go, just to get the sides covered as well. Maybe I could cover them with what's on here. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll come back and cover them once I've finished filling the grooves. I think I'm going to have to make a new batch of glue up in a sec though. This is almost empty. Also looks like my pillar of fire, although it's currently a pillar of glue. It's quite close to the camera, but it's actually like, I don't know, 6 inches away maybe. No, maybe not quite that far, maybe 5 inches away. So do not fear, in case you're worrying for my equipment. It's not actually quite that close. Just close enough to be blurry and out of focus. No, where do I hold it now? I'm really running out of points. And the trouble is, the 2 points, so you normally hold something at 2 opposite points. One side is fine, the other side is a dip. So I can't hold it because I'll just smoosh all of my my hard work. This is long, hard work gone into this. The meticulous, delicate, like detail that I'm putting into this. That's sarcasm for anyone who's not native to Britain. You may not notice. I don't know. Right, okay. That's that. Now it's just one more section there to do, but I need some more glue to do that, so let me hopefully leave that there. I'm just going to try and not make too much mess, getting some more glue. Right, next batch mixed up. I also took the opportunity to clean my hands as well, briefly. You know what? I'm going to take a few sheets off. I feel like that's coming. Have a couple of sheets ready for glue. I don't know how many I'll need. I feel like I need a few. I'm not sure if I put enough water in this actually. Maybe it's fine. Okay, so what have we got? This bit up here needs doing. So let's do one sheet. I thought I mixed up too much, but you know, maybe it's fine. I feel like I'm trying to be too tidy with this. I don't know if I don't think I put enough water in this mix. I feel like I've just absorbed all that with one tissue, which wasn't happening earlier. Oh, instant mess. Oh no, I'm disintegrating. I'm trying to squeeze out the excess because I feel like I've got way too much in here. And it's just disintegrating. Right, now I need to try and get that on here before it all falls apart. Oh no, and I'm knocking it over. Where's I need to go? Around here. Okay, so that's all of the gaps filled. I feel like this could be fine for making the fire kind of shape with. I just need to work out how to cover these edges now without like pulling off all of the stuff that I've just put in. But I also kind of want to do this. I don't really want to let it dry because it's in a good state, I think, for kind of getting that fire texture on. So I think I'm just gonna try powering through and see what happens. But I think that, like here, this is just all sloppy, so I don't know. See, it's almost like a mush type thing. So I'm wondering if I could like mush it in the bowl and then just apply it. Maybe that's a thing. Do I just try mushing this lot in the bowl and just slap it on? I mean, what have I got to lose, eh? Nothing. What's the best way to do this? Just kind of smoosh it. I'm doing it. Just smooshing it all in this bowl. Okay. Oh no, now I've got it all over my fingers. I need to try and pick that up. Yeah. Just attack it. Alright, I'm just going to try and make a paste now with this. I probably should have just done this from the beginning, now I think about it. Trouble is I don't have anything to apply it with. You know when you're a kid and before you progress to paintbrushes, they give you those like spreaders with the flat ends. I feel like I need one of those. I need a glue spreader. It's like they actually have a use. It's certainly something we had as kids in the UK anyway. I feel like, I imagine that's not an uncommon thing. Yeah, here we go. I should have just made this paste right from the beginning. I imagine there's some people watching this video going, just make a paste, make a paste. Alright, so I've got my paste now that I should have made right from the start. My fingers are so covered in it now. I'm not sure, it's too thick, I think, to use the paintbrush to apply it. Maybe. Certainly my hands are mega covered in it. But yeah, that's kind of cool. I probably should have just made this paste right from the beginning. Yeah. Okay, good to know. Good to know you can make a good paste with toilet roll, PVA, and some water. Learning. This is how we learn, or one of the ways that we learn. We just experiment, try stuff out, see what works, what doesn't work. Yeah, and progress from there. It's all over my hands, and I want to pick up a paintbrush. I think I want to pick up a paintbrush. I certainly want to apply it. I also want to hold it somewhere whilst I do this. I don't even know how to. Oh, I just realised the focus is all on the top of this. You can't really see what I'm doing in the bowl, but basically I've just put my, I'm sure you can work it out, put the tissue in and smooshed it into a paste. It looks a little bit like icing. I imagine it doesn't taste anywhere near as good as icing though. Yeah. Polyvinyl acetate doesn't have the same kind of pleasing sound as icing sugar. But if it was icing, now obviously that's an alternative method you could use as icing sugar, just don't expect it to last long. Icing sugar is very brittle. There are people who make like things out of icing sugar, but they are brittle and also they're tasty, so they don't last long. Okay, yeah, this is good. This is good. I can see this working. I may have to let it dry a little bit before I try sculpting, if sculpting is the right word, sculpting it, because I feel like I will just lift it off. Like see this, it's just not, doesn't particularly want to stay in the right place at the moment. So I think it needs to be a tad drier, maybe? I don't know. I'm a little bit torn about that, actually. Certainly not behaving particularly well right now. Yeah, lots. It's made it quite bulky there by accident, and I'm almost out. So that batch didn't last as long as I was expecting it to. But then I wasn't quite expecting to go down the paste route, making it into a slipping off my mat onto my desk. But it's PVA, which pulls off quite easily. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to make this paste. I was expecting to carry on sort of using the sheets as sheets, even though I didn't really use them as sheets. All that to say, this batch didn't last as long as I hoped. Look at that. I think that's looking quite good. You could see that. You can imagine that being painted up as fire, right? That's cool. Again, unintended at all, not intended at all, but very cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm very pleased with how this is all coming together, even if it was basically all coming together by accident. So much for using chicken wire to make it. I definitely couldn't have done this with chicken wire, because chicken wire just have holes in, massive holes. So yeah, it's very, very convenient. I feel like I should be starting at the bottom really rather than the top, but the top is where I am. Just realised I was off camera then, apologies. Yeah, I'm a little bit torn as to whether to try and get this into shape whilst it's in this quite loose state, or to let it dry a bit. But my concern with it drying a bit is obviously it'll be less gloopy, but it might be less compliant in terms of making it into a good kind of fiery shape. I don't know. Right, I need to, so we've got basically this whole strip that needs doing around here, and then there's another one you can see on the other side there. So I need to do that. So I need to get some more glue and water mixed up. So I'll be back in a second. I feel like I should snap my fingers and the bowl is suddenly full of glue that needs mixing with water. Not that smooth though. Okay, I've probably mixed up too much this time. I thought I had last time though. Well, yeah, I thought I was at risk of mixing up too much last time. What am I doing? I'm just going to make a paste again, aren't I? So let's separate a few out, I guess, and mix them in. Last time that did one side, so I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Shove these in. Yeah, I think I'll just turn this whole batch into a paste from the beginning. Or at least try to anyway. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the final kind of how this sets, because this could be a good material for making stuff out of. Like inadvertently discover something awesome. Because I've got a feeling it's gonna be good. It's like kind of like PVA turned into a something you can sculpt with. Maybe. I mean, I say sculpt loosely, but maybe. I imagine there's probably loads of people who use this. If it's good, and there will be loads of people who have already done this before. But certainly, it's not something I've come across before. So it feels like an invention. But I know these are too common for it to be unique. But it's a cool thing to stumble upon. I like it. Look at this. I think I will try putting it on with the paintbrush, you know. I love it. I love it already. I don't even know what it is or if it's any good, but I love it. It reminds me a little bit of not quite porridge, but ready brick. If you're familiar with ready brick, I used to eat that as a kid, which is essentially porridge, but not quite, because it's not like porridge oats. It's just, it feels like it has this kind of texture to it. Yeah, great. Ready brick mix, ready to go. Yeah, I feel like I should have just done this. I should have just mixed up a batch of this and slathered it all over. Yeah, maybe if I'm using the paintbrush now, it'd be easier to hold because I can just hold the base. I don't know, it makes it difficult for you to see what I'm doing, I guess. I don't know, it's focused on my hand. It's kind of like vacuum stuck to the base, so I can't actually lift it up. Or maybe that's fine. I'm just basically, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Can I turn it around in any direction for you to be able to see what I'm doing? Maybe not. I'm trying to see if it'll focus on my hand. My hand, will it track my hand as it goes down? No, maybe not. Okay, fine. Oh, there we go. I've managed to get my thumbnail under it, or I had, yeah. But I feel like it's definitely, the weight is just going to get away from me. So yeah, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Probably not. But I am, oh, there we go. Right, now if I hold this tight, I might be able to maneuver it via the base. But yeah, so I'm just putting this and this down here. I think you can see that now. I really do love this invention that probably has been invented by many other people before. Hopefully the whatever backing music I have chosen fills the silence nicely and makes it a far more enjoyable experience than it is to sit in silence watching me do this. Yeah, hopefully I find something that you like, and it makes it easier to watch. I've got music going through my head, so there we go. I'm occupied with some backing music in my head. Okay, I think that's all of it covered down the bottom on all angles. That's good. That's good. It's all covered on this side as well. We are getting very close to it being covered all over. And then I can have a go at trying to give a little bit of direction to this texture to make it look kind of flamey. Because at the moment it's just kind of bumpy, which could probably be painted fine as flames. I'm not guaranteeing I can make it any better by trying to purposefully add some sort of direction to these flames, but I might. These flames, as if they're already flames, but I will try. Oh, yeah. I feel like this has got so much potential. Like, it's coming together so much better than I could have hoped. Sorry, I'm concentrating a lot. That's why I'm not talking. Again, hopefully I found some decent music to put on this for you. I am really pleased with how this is coming out. It's looking so cool. At least I think it looks cool anyway. I don't know what it looks like from your side. Oh, yeah, it does. I think it does look pretty cool from your angle as well. So maybe it's all good. So the next thing, now that I think it's all covered, the next thing is to try and make it look a bit more flamey rather than just bumpy. I don't know how possible that is, but we can give it a go. But bumpy is kind of alright, really, because you can make bumpy look flamey. with just paint is what I mean. All right, cool. It's all covered. Let me show you what it looks like from down here. If I can pick this up without, like if I pick my phone up without making a mess of my phone, and just rub my fingers a little bit. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Just stand in the way. That curving round, I think that looks cool. So yeah, I am pleased with that. So if I try and convince these things to go more upwards, then that, I feel like that will look a bit more flamey. Maybe sort of spiraling round. Oops. Yeah, good old spiral is what we need. Oops, I'm pulling it away too much though. Yeah, so that was the when I was mentioning earlier why I might want to let it set a little bit before I have a go at doing this, because I was worried about pulling it away, and I am actually pulling it away. So maybe I do let it set a little bit, because yeah, I might just be undoing everything I just did by trying to do this too quickly. And there's always an argument that maybe this is not strictly necessary, because you can just kind of paint it and it might look alright anyway. I don't know what I want to do on top actually, because you can see this far better than I can. Maybe I should put some of this on top. Put some of this mush on the top of this. Don't really know what I'm going to do with the top, because it's not, obviously it's not meant to be flat on top, it's meant to represent it just carrying on up into the sky. But I can't just leave it unpainted, so it's going to have paint on, so maybe I should just dump all this lot on and try and make it as spiky as possible on top, after like putting the effort into making it flat. Like an ice cream on top. Alright, I think I might let it dry for a bit, because I think I'm going to just be pulling it away from where it's attached. But it's not too far off the kind of shape that I want it to be anyway. It would be better to have it a bit more intentionally spirally and spiky, but it might be fine, to be honest. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it to dry for a little bit, and then come back and have a poke at it when it's a little bit drier. You can see all of the glue kind of running off down the bottom. Maybe I'll just use this. No, I don't really want to blend it into the bottom, because I want it to be, it's like a, I don't know, should it be better blended into the bottom? I don't know. Let's put a little bit more around here. I do want to cover up the hot glue. It's really hard to get just a layer of PVA to stick to it. And I'm trying to stick sand on the base. That was the other thing I wanted to do. So I was thinking, if I was gonna do milliput, I was gonna glue the sand on the base first, and then do the milliput over the top. So I may have to come back and I'll probably do sand, and then maybe do some more of this over the top of the sand, because the fire, like, I can't have the sand on top of the fire. That just doesn't make any sense. And that's what will happen when I glue sand on this, is it'll go over the top of the fire. So I need to come back and put my fire over the top of the sand. Arguably, I should have stuck the sand on before doing this layer, probably. But yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing. I wasn't expecting this to be like my top layer. I was expecting this to be kind of the part of the skeleton, as it were, of the fire pillar. But yeah, so down here you can see I'm managing to get some like sweeping, I don't know if you can see, but I'm getting more kind of some sweeping shapes, which is kind of what I'm after. So maybe if I'd have done the paste right from the start, I would have been able to do that. Maybe it's fine and I just need to give it a little bit of a break to settle down a bit. Because I'm just pulling it off here, that bit right there. Maybe it's fine, or maybe I just keep going and layer some more on. I don't know. This is a medium I've not worked with before, as you can tell by my excitement of inventing it in air quotes. Because, like I say, I'm sure it's a medium that many people have used before, and I just didn't know. I'm saying I'll leave it and then just keep carrying on anyway. I definitely find it hard to put stuff down. Like, stop touching it, leave it alone, let it settle. But I don't know, I feel like what I'm doing right now actually is useful, because I am kind of adding some sort of spiraling effects to it. I don't know how well you can see it from that angle. Let me just show you from down here. I've kind of managed to put a bit of like direction up, kind of spiraling around. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. So I think I'll carry on doing that for a little bit. So at the top is a bit more just mush, whereas down here it's kind of a bit more direction to it. So I'll carry on doing that. I know it's quite hard to see because of the camera angle and this like with other things I'm doing, I can like hold them sideways and show the camera. But this, for obvious reasons, is a little bit more of a delicate operation. Basically impossible to hold sideways, or just hold in general. Can only hold it by the base, and that's not the most easy to use. I'm getting quite close to the top now, so my brush is finding it hard to fit. Okay, yeah, I feel like I've probably done as much as I can do right now. Alright, let's give it a break and let it set for a minute or for a few minutes, and come back and have another prod of it. Alright, yeah, let's do that. Let's see how it's going. That hasn't changed much. Yeah, it's still very wet. I think I'm probably gonna have to leave it overnight to dry and see where it ends up, because I don't think I'm gonna get, like, it's gonna take ages to get into a good state, I think. I don't really know how much more I'm going to be able to do with it anyway, so I think this might just be how it's going to end up in terms of shape. So yeah, so there we go. Looks, I'm pleased with it though. Yeah, I think that's probably where it's going to land for now. I don't know, I'd quite like to have things a little bit more pointing up, but it's also gone midnight now and I'm really tired, so I think that's probably as good as we're going to get for now. So yeah, so this is where we've ended up. I mean, that looks pretty good down there. Like, we've got some swirl going on. Up here, it just goes a little bit more, less kind of directional. But down the bottom, we've got some kind of swirlage on the go. But yeah, so there we go. That's where we've ended. But considering where we started, I think this has actually come out really, really well. So I'm very pleased that we've ended up with a kind of good looking kind of pillar of fire, and it's got a lot of potential, so yeah, very, very pleased about that. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I hope that was interesting. Thanks for joining me on this little experiment. I think we've made some good progress, and this is, all things considered, this is a very good result, I think. So, all right, and so next will be, I think, it depends on how malleable I reckon that is tomorrow, as to whether I try and shape it a bit more. So the next video will either be a little bit more shaping, or it'll be doing the base, doing something with the base, ready for painting. And then once the base is done, we can paint it, basically. So it could just be 2 more episodes. But yeah, there we are. All right. Thanks again, and catch you in the next video.